Hello, love. Welcome to Transmission Tuesdays here on the Libran Key. That is exactly what this is, transmissions of a cosmic or galactic nature for the highest and the greatest good of the ELSH collective, Empaths, Lightworkers, Starseeds and Healers, awakened and awakening souls, here for the expansion of consciousness and the ascension of Momma Gaia. The Venusians, as a collective, wanting to speak with one voice, coming through for this message with a focus on transmuting a consciousness regarding density and the 3D. This feels like it's going to be a very interesting message. I am not popping any cards, and I'm working with orange calcite and clear quartz. Orange calcite and clear quartz. That is what they directed me towards. Really amping up. I'm seeing a lot of golden, deep golden hues. They're bringing in a lot of imagery here in terms of color and color therapy. I'm seeing the glow of a setting sun. I'm seeing pinks and magentas as well. Really wanting us to work with this ray to get into the energy of the body, the beauty of the body, love of the body, the creativity of the body, the natural state of the body to be in health and to flourish, to reconcile what they're saying, to reconcile the energy of density. Density is good. Density is good. This is really interesting because they're trying to bring through, in saying that, an energy of not escaping the body, an energy of treating the body as your temple, an energy of the body being a tool for ascension. And even the word tool, they don't want, it's interesting because the word tool feels like it even diminishes it. The same way that we use the word tool for example, crystals or tarot cards or sound bowls, healing bowls, all of that. There's so much more than that. This kind of is going back off of the last couple of messages that have been coming through with regard to really taking care of our bodies. And the last message that we had on Feeling Fridays, where there was a focus here, this emphasis on the sacredness of all things, the sacredness of the body, the sacredness of everything having source within it. And that includes the body. Because there is a kind of, and it's difficult to kind of backtrack this, and maybe I'm just going to let them speak through this, but because historically speaking, without channeling anything right now, we know that amongst many spiritual traditions, there is a kind of disdain for the body. There is a disdain for the body, a tainting of the body. A lot of this is also through a lot of institutional religions and religious programming is what they're directing me towards in terms of seeing the body as original sin, the body as being somehow debilitating. I'm even hearing the word disastrous when we think of the word disease, the dis-ease of the body, and how, just like with everything, all of this sits within a spectrum. What if we took a look at the body in a different way? What if we looked at the body as infinitely intelligent, as a barometer? This is also a lot of Archangel Sandalphon wanting to come through with this as well. Because Archangel Sandalphon is very much about embodying spiritual energy, very much about grounding the energies of the spirit, into the body, into the physical world. I'm seeing a lot of alchemy and transmutation around that with these golden energies and this golden color, okay? This luminous golden energy. There is a reason why we incarnate in a body. This is not something to escape. This is something to delve even more deeply into. I'm getting Archangel Sandalphon wanting to come through for this as well. Again, all of it connected. So we have to honor our body. Our body is speaking to us in different ways. There is an inherent relationship between the body and spirit, and there is an inherent relationship between how the body is communicated to through spirit and vice versa. The reason why the Venusians guided me to work with this, oh my goodness, this orange calcite, just give me 2 seconds to get that. They're showing me, interestingly enough, they're really wanting to bring in, it's interesting where this landed on the floor, because immediately I'm given the message of connecting to the sacral and the water, because the sacral center and the sacral chakra is connected to water elementally. This is inherently a divine feminine energy, is also what they're wanting to bring through. And this is another reason why the body has been so tainted. The body has been looked at with, what's the word here? I'm hearing discord, dissonance, like all I'm hearing a lot of I'm hearing a lot of dissing. That's what I'm hearing. A lot of dissing of the body collectively, perhaps specifically amongst, and when I say that here, I'm talking about the ELSH collective, okay? Now, let me get back to this water energy here that wants to come through. So I'm specifically seeing this sunset, this image that they keep on giving me, as setting over water. And what's interesting is we have a kind of, is collusion the right word? Because that's what I'm hearing. Or collision, depending on how you want to look at it, is what they're saying, of opposites, okay? Fire and the sun setting over water. Now, there is an energy here. It's very interesting because I know this in sort of from what I've studied in terms of Mayan astrology, how in many rituals that involve fire, water is inherently connected to that, okay? There's an energy here of what I feel is purification and alchemy, is what the imagery that they're trying to bring through here. They really want to come in, the Venusians right now, and Archangel Sandalphon really speaking to this right now, to transmute and purify this disdain we have for the body, this disconnection we have to the body, okay? This body, they're showing me the Chariot card now, and they're showing me the body as a vehicle through which we are able to do here on Earth, on Momma Gaia, in the presence of her beautiful physical aspects, the work. We are able to do the work through the body. If we didn't have a body, we wouldn't be able to do the work, okay? And this speaks to specifically, while we are doing work, what they're showing me is a lot of work being done on the astral, a lot of work being done in a very galactic way through meditation, through transcendence of the body. What they're also showing me is that in doing that, you are grounding those energies into your body and into the physical space around you. It's almost like we need the vehicle of the body, is how they're showing it to me, as a transmitter, to transmit energy around us, to affect things around us in the physical, but also to be a transmitter of energies that we take in energies from source, galactic energies, spiritual, for lack of a better way of putting it, energies, frequencies, transmitting the energies down into the body. Hence the reason why the body is a temple. Now, this doesn't mean that obviously everything is going to be hunky-dory all the time within our bodies. We're going to feel a lot of discombobulation. They're using a lot of that dis-ease. We're going to be feeling that in the body, okay? But what they're also simultaneously showing me is that the body is speaking to us when we do feel that. And this is part of the divine feminine rising. The divine feminine energies rising is bringing us back to the body. And that is part of the ascension process. We have to go inward and downward to ascend back up again. And there's a reason why we incarnate and see that as a descent. Because it is through this body that we learn all of the things we need to. It is through this body that we also transmute the energies that we need to in order to do what we came here to do. You know? It's kind of like they're showing me, okay. So they're showing me the energy of like a spacesuit, of having a spacesuit. But again, it's so much more than that. And what they're showing me is the analogy of our bodies to Mother Earth, to Momma Gaia. We are so inherently connected to her processes within our own bodies. They're showing me the doctrine of signatures, right? Where we look at plants or, you know, things in our environment, in our natural environment, reflecting our own organs, reflecting the shape of them, right? You know, and, you know, this goes back to the whole idea of like, you know, we know that walnuts are excellent for our brain. And walnuts, what do they look like? They look like a brain. There is something so connected to that. So wondrous is what I'm hearing them say. They're showing me Fibonacci sequences, and they're showing me the energy of a nautilus or a shell and how that is reflected in nature. Again, I'm seeing like fiddleheads, that plant, and I'm also seeing sunflowers. I'm seeing sunflowers and the sequences in sunflowers. Really, all they want to do here, for the sake of keeping this message simple, because it's going to continue, they're going to be bringing in more messages and activations with regard to this, is what they're showing me right now, is they simply want to spark within each and every one of us a reverence for the body, and to begin there simply by having a reverence for the body and wanting to set us off with some very simple things that we can begin doing, especially if we are finding it difficult to navigate these energies currently within the body. Simple things that we can be doing, that we can put into practice, that are not difficult, where we are simply building a relationship with our body. Because as starseeds and light workers, we can be very focused on all the outside things that we want to bring, that we want to connect to. And when I say outside things here, what I mean is, because they're not really outside of us, right? But it's more about, you know, we're always looking to the stars. We're always looking to beings, energies to connect with, okay? What about right here? What about right here, right now? What about this? Connecting with this? What about connecting with your own energy right here, right now? What about connecting with the earth beneath you? Because you are an earthling. You did come and incarnate here for a reason. You are in this body for a reason, okay? Bringing back this energy of, the orange ray is very physical, right? They keep on reminding me of that, right? It's not just, and again, when we think of the sacral, what they're showing me is movement. They're showing me the physical body. They're not showing it to me stagnant. They're showing it to me moving. So that's one way. This is one way, is how they want to start it off. 15, 15 on the counter, 6 and 6, okay? The harmonizing of this. This is one way. When you add 6 and 6, you get a 12. They're just, that reduces to a 3, which is the number of creation, and thinking about your creative centers, okay? The sacral being the creative center here. One of them, but it's the main one, right? And again, divine feminine energy, very receptive energy, receptive to creativity, receptive to also change is what they're showing me. Going with the flow of it. So movement, dance, yoga, the practice of yoga. I'm seeing simple things like walking, stretching, mobility, doing mobility exercises, okay? Really getting into feeling your body. I'm also seeing an energy here. They're showing me an energy of working through pain. Working through the pain of the body in a way that is healthy, okay? I'm seeing that through movement of the body, we inherently move energy. So part of taking in more of these frequencies and light codes is about moving through the body. They're actually showing me that it's going to make you more physical. So we may go through times where we need rest, and you're going to know that. You're going to feel exhausted. You're going to feel like, I need to take a nap, or I need to be, I need to rest. I need to sit down for a moment. But there's also the kind of, what they're showing me, like a staticky energy of stagnation. And then that even though this is a slightly different energy than feeling tired. It's almost feeling fritzy. And they're showing me when you feel like that, energy needs to move. Something needs to move, okay? Also, I'm seeing grounding in terms of feet on the ground, like bare feet on the ground, okay? That's another thing that they're showing me. They're showing me a lot of tactile practices. I'm seeing even things like knitting. Isn't that interesting? Because they're showing me that's a kind of mind-body connection. Other things that we also need to focus on is, again, regulating our nervous system, coming back into the body. Practices like havening, right? Like, again, I just learned a word for this, but like just taking a moments even throughout your day is what they're showing me, to sit, to close your eyes, to breathe deeply into the belly. It's coming back to the sacral again, breathing deeply into the belly and feeling into your body. They're actually showing me also keeping your eyes open to be observant of all the things that are going on around you and the sensations that you're feeling in your body while you are looking at things and what they're bringing up for you. I'm looking at what I've written down here. Density is good. And what they're showing me now is density is neither good nor bad. Density simply is. And it is a vehicle for transmutation. It is a vehicle for deeper understanding. It is a vehicle for, essentially, the body is a vehicle. I could almost use this interchangeably here. And so much of it is, again, consciousness. How are we looking at it? Okay? How are we looking at it? In all of my connecting with different energies, never have I ever been told, right, the body is a bad thing. So why is that, right? Why is that? And that's an invitation for you to go even more deeply into what this body is doing for you, not to you. What is it doing for you? And also another invitation to honor your body in a way that is healthy in order for you to be able to flourish doing this mission work. In order for you to flourish in doing this mission work, to have the energy you need to do this mission work, right? Something is shifting here. And that feels like a whole other message. There's something bigger going on here with regard to the way that we are changing, the way our consciousness is shifting with regard to the honoring of the body. And this is on so many different levels, because even in the old Matrix 3D, right? There's like, it's crazy. You see it happening on both ends of the spectrum. There are people who are practicing certain forms of spirituality where they're just like wanting to escape the body constantly. And then on the other end of the spectrum, we have the energy of the 3D and all the crap shit foods that are out there and all the ways that we are sitting that are essentially not healthy for us either. Where do we find that balance, right? Okay, I'm going to end it there. They're directing me to end it there because there's more that wants to come through with regard to this, okay? And again, working with the orange ray, the color orange, but also Archangel Sandalphon reminding me of this golden ray and alchemy and this sort of higher consciousness and understanding around what this is all about, okay? Thank you to the Venusians. Thank you, Archangel Sandalphon, for being here with us. I thank you for sharing your time, your energy with me in this space. And I'm sending you so much love wherever you are. In love and liberation always.